Hey everybody. It's don't know. I feel it's kind of a spooky little message. It's nighttime. Just got out of the shower, and I felt like I needed to jump on and say something that's been on my mind. And I don't know. I guess this is kind of a Halloween message. Those are my Halloween lights back there. I like Halloween. Fall, autumn is a very special time of year for me. I don't know what it is. Energy started to get quite magical feeling for me. So, anyways, the message I wanted to present tonight comes from deer, and I keep replaying this incident that occurred just before I got married. But this was when my husband and I were already dating, and we had to have a long distance relationship. Um, because yeah, we were in the same store when we met, and we couldn't date each other, so we left. I left first. We were going to go to a metro area where there's stores that are closer to each other. And I left first and moved to a town that's, about 170 miles away from where, we were. And so we ended up driving back and forth several times a week through a pass in the middle of winter. Yeah, it sounds like one of those old timer stories about walking to school, right? In your days when I was younger, yeah. Anyway, pardon me. My throat's been bothering me today. But anyways, it was this really peculiar moment that stood outside of time. So I'm driving on my way back to my hometown, where he's at. And all of a sudden, I mean, this is like midnight when I'm driving. There's snow on the ground and whatever. But it was a bit too bright. It was almost like it was just dusk outside, and so there was still quite a bit of light from the sun in the air. Or, it wasn't, but I saw this deer clearly. It wasn't, I mean, she wasn't in my headlights or anything like that, because I'm like seeing her as I'm driving past, and our eyes are just making contact with each other. And in addition to there was a whole thing of like a slowing of time happened. So what should have happened in just a second, me driving past this deer, it was like time slowed down and our eyes just locked. And her eyes are moving as my eyes are moving, just in perfect sequence. And I think this is really odd because she's just right at the side of the road. I mean, literally, if I was still, I probably could have reached out and petted her. I mean, I think I recall being slightly shocked, like, oh my gosh, there's a deer, but she had no intention of running in front of me. However, somebody must have been coming behind me and did end up hitting her, killing her. Because then the next day, when my husband and I, well, we were just dating at the time, we were driving back to my new city, because I had to go to work that day. I saw her there, dead on the side of the road in the exact same spot where I had seen her. So it was literally like I saw her moments before death. Someone must have been coming right behind me and ended up hitting her when I didn't. So it's almost like, was she saying goodbye to me? Or whatever. Well, I had completely forgotten about this until tonight. Something caused me, oh, yeah, I saw a kitty ran over today. And I'm telling Layla, it's a really horrible thing when you know that you ran over an animal. You might feel like a really horrible person, but sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to avoid them, but sometimes, like I hit a cat one time that just wanted to run out in front of me. Nothing I could have done. I tried to swerve, but it just didn't work. Anyway, so I saw the kitty, swerved out of the way because I wasn't going to hit the kitty and run over the kitty even more. But there, I'm on a highway, so there's really nothing else I can. I don't know. I don't think I would have stopped and touched the dead body. It was just me personally. I didn't want to desecrate the body anymore. So I swerved and just said my small little prayer for the kitty that it finds where it needs to be in heaven or whatever. Saying, well, bye, kitty. And of course, then, so this reminds me of this story about the deer. And so I'm telling Layla about this. So for the past several hours, I've been thinking about this, and the deer is like right there. It's like her eyes. I'm just seeing them in my mind's eye again, and it will not really go away. And not quite sure the message that she's trying to give me. Well, on my way home, I wasn't with Layla anymore. I had dropped her off with her dad. And I'm thinking suddenly I just think to ask Jesus, is it okay if I give up rights to my free will? Because I really feel like I've just been screwing up my life and too many entity attachments that I don't really have enough knowledge on how to gain a hold of yet, or there's just too much conditioning going on in my mind. I'm just not really sure what to do. Is it okay for me to give you permission, standing permission, to just override my free will whenever it's in my greatest and highest good, whenever you're trying to get me to move towards something? And of course, he's like, well, absolutely. Yeah, that's possible. So I gave that permission. And it was, I'm also asking, will this accelerate my growth and development? Will this help me to just get out of my own way and help me to get past this self-sabotage that I keep falling into? It's like right now, Spirit has me on a very accelerated trajectory of growth. But I'm asking, can I do this even faster? I don't know where I'm going. There's just this sense of urgency, like death is nigh. So shortly after I'm talking to him, because there's still a conversation that's going on after this, and so one of the things I asked, well, is there anything recently where my free will got in the way of something that was coming toward me, like a blessing or something like that? And the message, it wasn't clear. I had to think on it some more, and this is when the deer kept coming into my mind. But the thing is that somehow, with the events of separating from Casper and Layla, and even just being patient, waiting for God to provide me a way, and then learning how to forgive, learning how to clear karma, learning how to just keep working on these things, cleaning up messes and stuff like that, because, ultimately I'm doing it all to just clear up all this crap that I've carried in this lifetime, because I have somewhere to go. Somewhere that needs me without baggage. So I asked if there was something I've done recently, because I've been so totally spirit-led lately. It's just been crazy. I have made so many random, sudden, chaotic decisions over the past few months. To embrace, cut away, build, destroy. Anyway. But in this case, I asked if there was something I had done recently, even though I had been spirit-led. Was there something I had done recently that got in the way of my blessing? And I realized it did have something to do with Casper and Layla. And, okay, so I'm just going to say, what I eventually came to is what it had to do wasn't so much with me staying to clean things up and work through things.